Hi guys, this is an update on my Syngonium gold butterfly. If you've seen my unboxing of this tragic plant, very poorly packaged and very unhealthy when I got it, I actually didn't realize it until, I don't know, months after, that this is such an unhealthy plant. And the reason that I know that is because I have rescued clearance plants, like dying plants, and this was actually worse than that, because the other ones that I have purchased, aside from the succulents were just because they were, I think those might have been worse than this one, because those were from the garbage, literally from the garbage, and at Home Depot. And I asked the supervisor if I could take them home, and he said sure, and so I did. Those are worse, but I have rescued Croton Petra, which is a finicky, difficult plant actually. I have also rescued a Hedera helix, or in English Ivy aloma, which is a variegated one, and those are also more, I would say, high maintenance or more difficult versus a Syngonium. And when she arrived, if you've seen my unboxing and my first vlog for this one, all of the nicks and issues were already here when I got the plant. She has been losing leaves, and she has finally stopped losing leaves, and she finally has new growth now. The perfect leaves, I would say, like this has a little bit of nick right there, and this has, each leaf just has like issues, you know, and that's usually poor packaging, and I think that's why it was just really, really unhealthy. The information on where I got this plant will be in the description section, so feel free to check that out, and my social media accounts are also in the description section. Check that out too. Anything else that I might have forgotten to mention, leave it in the comment section. I love hearing from you guys all the time. I hope you enjoy this. Hit the like, subscribe, and of course the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. And if you do a close-up, all of those like weird like dots, those are all damaged, and she just has like a limp kind of, and I got it that way. And this is a really, really big leaf, and a really big tear. So the people that have actually seen this plant, obviously, you know, I was already bad-mouthed and things like that. So I honestly, like, they just kind of blew it out of proportion. I reached out to the seller first, and I said, I think you got me like a unhealthy plant, and I would like, you know, what do you think we should do? I wanted an offer of like a partial refund or an apology. Initially an apology and an offer and a partial refund, and I think that would have been it. Like, I wanted her to actually just acknowledge that there was an issue and she could have done better. But that didn't really happen, and she went from like really, really super sweet to like, we're done. And she said there's nothing on her end and she's unwilling to help me. And so I opened a PayPal claim. And when I did that, then I got the harassment on my channel. They were spreading lies on like different Facebook groups in regards to that I'm a bad customer and things like that. Like, I wanted everything to be private, and they started doing that. And I posted something on a review group, the only post that I did have, and details and all that stuff, and people just jump on the bandwagon. Like, I feel like there's so many people out there that are miserable, and they just want to jump on the bandwagon and like unleash their demons. So that's what happened. But I also want to recap that she has finally gotten better. She has been like losing leaves. I think the last time was, I think, weeks ago maybe. And finally, I have some good news. There's new growth right there. There is a new growth right there, and one right there. And I think if I didn't use the mixture that I use to water her every time I water her, I don't think I don't think this plant would have bounced back this quickly because she is so damaged. So damaged. It was weeks to months, like anything would just get worse. And she doesn't get any extra different treatment than the rest of my Syngoniums. She sits right in front of an east-facing window. And all of the issues she had, like the holes and the nicks and all that stuff, that hasn't gotten worse. It's just the other ones that I kind of like held on to because they had a little bit of yellowing or a little bit of issue here and there. And when it comes to yellowing, the plant really doesn't come back. But I figured it was like, let's just say it was like 10% yellow. And when it does yellow, it just always gets worse. And then some of them were less than 50%, but kind of a lot. So I just let them sit there until they really did break off themselves. I'm always like that. Like, I always give them a chance. I know that anything yellow will never go back, and you always have to cut that out at a certain point. But I wanted to give her a shot, you know? I wanted to just let her stay there until her last breath, and she did. And this is when it started. I reached out to the seller and I just said, you know, I feel like I got duped. Like, this is not a very healthy plant. It's getting worse. And that's what happened. It's very unfortunate. This is out of all of the online purchases I've had on like Facebook or even in general, this is my worst experience ever. Very unprofessional. Talking about our private conversations to other people and making these people angry for whatever pathetic lives they have, that they have to project it onto a stranger. I thought that was just really out of line, that was just so unethical. And I want to warn everybody that will think of getting from them. Just so you know, I wasn't the first one to report this in one of the plant groups. And supposedly they have been in good behavior for the past few months before I reported it. So that's why they were still selling in that particular group. I really don't recommend this seller or these sellers because they're sisters. They just, they're very unprofessional. They share private conversations to other people. And so, I don't know, like me, I don't share my private conversations to anybody. Like, those are private for a reason, you know what I mean? But, that's me, and I guess everybody's just not like me. So, I'm going to update this when I finally have my first unfurling, or it actually finished, or maybe all these 3 have unfurled, because I do have other plans that I do vlog, and I do, I do other things. But as much as possible, I'm very, very sensitive with this particular plant because we went through so much. I really didn't think she was actually going to survive. And I think that's why my friends and family actually tell me, like, I have skills and stuff like that. I feel like it's not really that. I just really observe and really pay attention to what the plant is telling me, and I give them all of the requirements that they prefer, and I support that, and I just go from there. I follow their direction, and I support whatever they need to my capability, of course. So here she is. Supposedly this plant is 18 years old. If they have cut this over and over again to propagate, and I don't know why they wanted to get rid of it, but now I can really tell why. I mean, it doesn't look really good. The pictures that they did show me were very, very different from how this plant really looks. It's like a different plant. And so, yeah, I'm very, very disappointed in the situation itself, and I'm really concerned about the plant, but now it seems like she has bounced back, so I'm very happy with that. Again, any questions, comments, any suggestions, anything, if you want to chit chat about this particular plant, let me know in the comment section. And if there's anything else that I missed, because usually I put everything in the description section, so do check that out. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you on the next update for this Syngonium gold butterfly.